Hello everybody, welcome back to 10 Minute Reviews. I'm Jason. This little huffy one here is Freya, the fuzzy co-star of mine, and we're bringing you another video. I would say another book, another author, but this time, again, we're bringing 5 authors. It's kind of part 3 of a little series I'm doing. 5 more of my favorite authors within the adult genre or subgenre. As always, guys, please hit those like and subscribe buttons. We love bringing you guys new books, new authors, new things to read. So the support would mean a lot to us. We're going to keep doing this anyway. This is just fun for us. You see, we like to read. But we would definitely, again, appreciate all that support. Now, before I get into these authors, and I did this on the last 2 videos also, I want to talk a little bit about this particular subgenre. Typically, it's referred to as harem or harem lit, although it doesn't always include, multiple relationships, multiple people, and stuff like that. And it's got a bit of a stigma attached to it, which, frankly, guys, is absolutely stupid. Makes no sense. So many people are missing out because, again, this is a subgenre. It's kind of like this is, not reading these just because of the subgenre is pretty much akin to deciding to never watch a rated R movie and only watch PG. It's just an small added piece of it. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. There are some authors within the genre, and ones that I won't talk about because I just don't. I haven't been able to get into their books and don't really care for it all that much. Where 80% of the book is just brown chicken, brown cow. Now, that's not the kind of authors I'm talking about here, guys. The kind of authors I'm talking about here, 300-page book is maybe 20, max maybe 30 pages of any kind of adult situations. It's a fantastic book that's got some relations in it. That's all. If you were to take the adults, just rip them right out of the book, you would still have an absolutely fantastic book in whatever main genre they are writing in. So if you're skipping out on it because of the subgenre, guys, you really, honestly, you're missing out. You've got to check out these authors. If you do already read this particular genre, I am talking about some of the more main authors within it, but hopefully, maybe I'm bringing you guys a new author to check out. There's so many authors. It's so hard, and so many books. It's impossible to keep up. Hopefully one day I can just retire. I have 2 jobs right now, but hopefully one day I can just retire and just read all day. Just read all day and read for 10, 12 hours, and spend an hour and a half filming videos talking about the books I just read for the day, and go to sleep, rinse and repeat. That's my dream. That's the brass ring I'm reaching for. So, in no particular order, and one thing you guys have noticed with these lists when I talk about them, I don't say best. I'll say my favorite, really popular, really successful, stuff along those lines. I don't say best because it's very, very, very subjective. That's also why, if you guys have noticed, we never talk about it, but we never review a book in a bad light. I'm not gonna, if I come across a book, and it happens, if I come across a book that I just don't care for, I'm not gonna review it. I'm not here to trash somebody's work when clearly other people like it. Just because it's not for me does not make it bad. Okay, so this is in no particular order. It's not, top or anything like that. Just some of my personal favorite authors. I'm going to try and keep it within this subgenre. I'm going to try and keep them to a minute and a half or less per author, so these are not full-blown reviews. I'm also not going to talk about all their books, although I might talk about my favorite. So, first one, Stuart Gross. Stuart Gross, and it's Sse. It's got a ton of books out there, Now, his books get a little bit more risque, even within the subgenre, than some people may like. His characters tend to be, you could go so far as to say flat out evil. Now, just because they may have a couple of redeeming qualities, his characters tend to be flat out evil, doing things that most people find morally, not just questionable, morally reprehensible. So it's definitely not for everybody, and he writes in a variety of different genres. He's got his fantasy type books, his lit RPG books, and his superhero type books, like Memoirs of a Supervillain, and his dungeon books, and he's just got Dark Fate. He's got so many books, so many series. They're all fantastic. They're excellent reads. They're awesome reads. But again, this a little bit more out there as far as the main character and the type of characters. So some people may not care for, but I think they're awesome. So definitely worth checking out, guys. Harmon Cooper. I've been talking about Cooper a lot recently because I wanted to talk about some of his books. But best series is Cherry Blossom Girls, or my favorite series, Cherry Blossom Girls, which is I'm not going to say modern because theoretically it's in the future. It has some absolutely hilarious little blends of, how companies may end up merging and stuff. He's got some absolutely hilarious companies and stuff that he creates. They're just a riot. They're just a little side thing, they're not main characters or anything, but we're going to run to the store and he mentions the store name. It'll make you laugh. And, superhero type books. Excellent. They're awesome books. Another one, Elliot Kay. Elliot Kay. Couple different series that are really, really, really good. Tend to be more urban fantasy than anything else. Most of Elliot Kay's books tend to be urban fantasy. Awesome. I think I've probably read every Elliot Kay book. But one of the more recent ones, Hot Restart, science fiction and space based. It's actually really good. Might be my favorite Elliot Kay book up to this point. So I really hope it becomes a series. I know he ended it as a standalone book, probably hoping to gauge interest. Doesn't want to leave fans hanging if it's not enough interest to move forward. But I hope there's enough interest. There's enough interest over here. So excellent book, excellent book. Next, Peter North. Peter North. Elemental Empire. Now we're going into fantasy. We're going into some of the typical lit RPG and fantasy type plot lines with the modern character from our world pulled upon death or whatever it may be into an alternate world. Sometimes I use the whole VR game thing. Sometimes I use death. Sometimes I use magical portals. But pulled into a whole different world. I actually talked about Michael Dalton in one of the other videos, the Neurodivergent series. It's kind of the same thing, although it ends up being explained as more of a science thing than a magical thing. Elemental Empire. It's a series, and it's a fantastic series. And again, we're back into fantasy, and just great. You got to check it out. If you haven't checked it out, got to check it out. And this one was harder for me to find, actually. I didn't so much stumble across Peter North and Elemental Empire as I did, as somebody suggested it. Somebody suggested it a month or two ago. On this channel, actually, they sent me an email or sent me a comment, I don't remember which one, and I checked it out, read it, really good. Actually, really, really, really enjoyed it. Last one for today, A.J. Markham. A.J. Markham. I've talked about Markham's books in the past. The X-Superheroes series. Absolutely fantastic. Just loved it. Loved it. Actually, as the books went on, I actually enjoyed each book more than I enjoyed the previous books, which is pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. And again, they're a ton of fun. You guys know I like the superhero genre, but then again, I like the fantasy genre, the science fiction genre, the space genre, but I like all the genres. So yeah, awesome authors. So this concludes my current group of videos where I talk about some of my 5 favorite authors within this particular subgenre. We'll move on to some more book reviews and author reviews, and I'll definitely have some more lists for you guys, some more awesome authors. I like the list because it gives you a chance to hear multiple authors. Maybe you find somebody new that you're going to enjoy reading. So I really think you guys should all check out these authors. Thank you everybody for watching. We'll catch you guys next time. Bye now.